also one thing I have to say is,
tell us that
again,
one thing you have to say, Ashley.
Well, because
that one thing, Ashley.
This is a really important thing. This can be like a touchy subject. It's a really controversial subject because who says the woman has to be the feminine and the man has to be the masculine?
Boom, bam, bam. One guest coming on, but we have two, and they are related to me. One of them happens to be my big bro, and the other is his beautiful wife, happens to be my new sister, and I'm looking at her right now because she's so excited to be on here on the Eyes of Beijing YouTube channel. Before we get started, comment, even though we haven't even talked about anything yet. Like the video because I just look freaking beautiful. Subscribe because you love my content. Okay guys, so let's bring these amazing human beings in. We're gonna start with Big Bro Brian, Big Bro Byron Tongue Twister. Show them your guns. Like, is he a man or what? I mean, this is like a man right here. You can't even put your whole arms around him. That's so big and masculine. What is masculinity? That's what we're gonna talk about today. And let's bring in his gorgeous wife, Ashley. Wanna bring her in? Pull her in, pull her in. Yeah, man, let's see a little smooch. Boom! That's love. Look at her, so beautiful and feminine. What is femininity? These are two of the topics that we are going to discuss today. By the way, we're on the playlist Controversial Chats, where I bring friends to talk about controversial issues happening within the realm of millennials. Right now we're in Dominican Republic. We're doing a Rodgers clan vacay trip, and it's been amazing to get to you. Byron, who are you? What do you stand for?
Wisdom, discipline, purpose, freedom, and excellence. Those are my values.
I love that.
That's what I seek to interject in every human interaction that I have. That's essentially like the energy that I want to contribute to every human interaction that I have. But really, I live for empowerment.
Just like what I'm doing with you guys, empowering the young generation. And Ashley, who are you?
I am Ashley Rodgers. So glad to be a part of this Rodgers clan. I would like to be a feminine woman that embodies grace and elegance and would leave an example to women as to know your value.
Okay guys, great, we know who you are. Thank you. Well, let's get down to the chase. Masculinity, what is it? Femininity, what is it? Any of you can go first.
Masculinity is going first. No, explain. Masculinity is not going
because
first.
they're supposed to,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Sometimes. There's a lot of fear around masculinity. There's a lot of negative press that's being put on masculinity right now. I think masculinity is largely being demonized, and I think that really around masculinity there's a lot of misunderstanding. Masculinity has nothing to do with being macho. It has nothing to do with being a tough guy. In fact, those things are immature masculinity generally. There's a place for being a tough guy because a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Can a woman do what a woman's got to do?
Absolutely.
In the feminine way.
Yeah. Okay.
Really, to be effective in either energy, your emotions really need to be subjugated to you doing what you need to do in your role. And that role for men is to protect and to provide.
Protect and provide.
Protect
the
and
role of the male.
In the masculine, in order to be powerful, you need to be driven by a sense of service and love. In order for you to protect and provide, there's a personal pride you need to have about your ability to serve and love someone else. And I'm not talking about be a doormat. Society will teach you how to be a weak man, okay? I'm talking about
deviate from the norm.
Don't follow that. So another way to describe masculinity, I follow a doctor. Her name's Dr. Pat Allen. And her specialty is relationships, specifically masculinity and femininity. So the way that she describes masculinity is competitive, conquering, and controlling. Which like, you know, they can kind of be looked at in a negative light, really.
Yeah.
But
do you feel that you are any of those words?
Absolutely. I think that women or men can be masculine or feminine, but I think that you have to choose in a relationship that yin and yang, who's going to be the masculine, who's going to be the feminine. Because if you have too masculine or too feminine, you're just it's going to be competitive. Instead of like flowing together, I tried to be the masculine, he was the masculine, and we may have fought it out a couple times.
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna believe Ashley.
And I ultimately emerged in the masculine position naturally.
Yes.
But it's not something that you have to vie for or compete with. It's something you know about yourself. It's a confidence that you get from experience.
What is femininity?
One way, again, to describe femininity, according to the doctor that I've been currently listening to and learning from, is described as passive, patient, and vulnerable.
You hear that? Honorable.
Passive.
Excuse me, Byron. Ashley's talking. Okay.
I got the floor.
Ashley.
Passive, patient, and vulnerable.
I need to work on that, eh? Is that what you're passively, aggressively telling me that I need to? I'm definitely vulnerable. Passive? Patient? Hell no.
Yeah,
I pray for that every day.
It's difficult. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
So for me, naturally, being a little more masculine, and then being in a relationship with a masculine, very masculine, strong man, I've had to really learn, like passivity for me, not natural. Patience for me, not natural.
Natural, yeah.
Vulnerable, maybe a little bit naturally.
I think that women will come off strong or harsh or aggressive or kind of more direct because they fear that if they let you realize or know about the vulnerability they're experiencing, that you might not cherish them properly, and so they could get hurt. So they take control instead of allow the vulnerability necessary to let a man lead.
Yeah. You're saying that the men like the vulnerability because then they can then take their place of protecting.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to compete with a female, which men compete with men, so it's not attractive to compete with another female. It's like an instant turn off to an actual masculine male.
Yeah.
On that note, with masculinity, with men need and want respect. Ladies, if you really think about it, the main thing you want is to be cherished. So that's the feminine, is to be cherished. You want to be adored and taken care of. And when women feel cherished, in turn they feel respected. When men are respected, they feel cherished. So it really works together really beautifully.
Yeah.
Attention to what you're seeing on TV shows and what you're seeing in movies, this happy wife, happy life thing? Absolutely not. That saying is for beta males.
Yeah, he wants a happy wife.
Beta? What is beta?
Yeah.
What is beta?
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it is, obviously.
Right.
But you guys don't even know what it is. What is beta? And is there an opposite to beta? What is it?
Alpha and beta.
Okay. Alpha and beta men. What's the difference?
And women. It can be
And women. Okay.
like, for instance, I fake beta because naturally I can tend to be a little masculine. So
Which would make you alpha?
Which would make me naturally alpha.
Yeah.
So what I do is I choose to fake beta and kind of follow him and influence in a feminine way.
Think about a pack, 10 lions or 10 wolves. There's gonna be one alpha, he's the leader, okay? So an alpha is a strong leader, the betas are the followers. The thing is, guys, they are equal in value, but they have different functions. The alpha needs the betas in order to feed the entire pack. The alpha can't do everything. The betas need the alphas for protection generally. Usually, you'll find that the betas do all the hunting and things like that, and the alpha does the protecting. But in any pack, you're gonna find kind of that dynamic.
In a relationship between male and female.
To kind of piggyback off of what she's saying, the alpha is the male energy and the beta is the female energy in a lot of cases. This dynamic happens in work relationships. If I'm moving into a space with my boss, I'm gonna take a beta position and respect his office and respect his position and follow his lead. Things like
I
this.
like
So
that.
we don't move through,
I like
you don't
that.
have to like try to be the alpha all the time.
Yeah, but I like it's not just about being in a romantic relationship.
Right.
It's
You know, it's any relationship, like in the workplace, in friendships. Yeah.
With this topic, it's really controversial because who says the woman has to be the feminine and who says the man has to be the masculine? what it really is you have to choose what's right for you. Some men are naturally more beta, more feminine energy, which is passive, patient, vulnerable.
Is that wrong?
It's not wrong. It's you decide what works for you.
Okay.
He's a masculine man. So he's
I
not
like
gonna
this.
agree.
My boy swinging his head like a snake.
But then there's also like very strong women that are naturally more masculine. But ultimately what I wanted was to be protected and provided and to be cherished.
Yeah.
So that's what I chose. I chose that. So it's really something you have to kind of choose what works for you in the relationship you're in.
What's more important to you, to be cherished or respected?
That's the question.
You're saying you can either be cherished or you can either be respected.
If
but you can't have both.
If you want both,
you're a
narcissist.
If you want to be cherished and respected equally, that's narcissism.
Yeah, you have to pick one or the other. One or the other.
Usually, women want to be cherished rather than respected, and men want to be respected.
99% of the time.
I'd rather be cherished and respected.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you like me, love me. I don't care. Respect me.
So, what about society today and the roles of masculinity and femininity? What is going on with that, and how do you feel like that's going to affect my generation? Personally, I am old school, and I believe there are roles. But my generation says, no, forget the roles. F the roles. And I'm just like, cannot relate with my generation at all. What is your take on that? What society is telling us today, the script that my generation is kind of writing.
I look at society kind of as a fashion show. Last week, egg yolks were unhealthy. This week, they're healthy. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't eat them, you will die.
You will die. Like, this week it's this. Last week, now it's skinny jeans. A couple years ago it was really baggy and ridiculous pipes and Jinkos. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
Jinkos?
Short hair means gay.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Back in the day.
And now girls have short hair to make a statement. So it's like,
and men have
society,
ponytails.
I think is
Man buns.
Yes. Sexy.
Unless you're a samurai and you're killing folks on the regular, but
Masculine man.
Society changes. At one point in time, society believed the world was flat, and if you disagreed, they'd kill you. The wisdom of the masses and the wisdom of society has never, ever moved me. I just think that there's something to be said for a model that has lasted mankind this long. Now, the reality is society is changing and the demands on either sexes are changing. The model that I subscribe to, I think is very time-tested. And no matter what I hear feminists say, and no matter what I hear people say and do, when I'm in my masculine and I explain to them that my wife, she's right here, y'all, can submit to me because she knows I'm going to protect, provide, and take full responsibility for what takes place in my family and my home. Every time I say that and I make that known, there's a little glint in the eyes of the female that I'm talking to because they value those principles. Because I'm out there as the arrowhead, the spearhead for my family, taking the brunt of everything and taking their livelihoods on as my responsibility. And there's something honorable about that. There's something beautiful and there's something strong and majestic about doing that as a man.
I want to make out with him right now. I want to make out with him right now.
But in my opinion, I think those roles are that way for a reason. I think we're biochemically designed and suited for those roles, and that's been proven over centuries that mankind has existed on this planet. Then again, times are changing. Men are finding themselves in households where women are earning more than them now, and they need to reconcile those structures and differences. But then there's biochemical components. A female's going to have a baby at some point. She's going to have to depend on the strength of the social structure she has around, or of that man to help her while she's down. I think society's never been wise enough to tell me what I need to do. Good to go. For a man who finds his own way, the only thing that tells me what to do is myself and God. Because God's God, I'm king, and she's queen, and that's just the way it is.
And I'm just a princess. So, # deviate from the norm. Literally all he said is deviate from the norm. Buy my shirt on eyesofbeijing.com/store and join the movement. Great explanation.
In
Thank
10
you.
minutes, they're going to change their mind and decide to be saying something else.
Yeah.
So true.
God bless them.
So when it comes to masculinity and femininity, it doesn't need to look a certain way. I'm, dolled up and pretty hair. Same thing, masculinity doesn't need to be this jacked dude and these huge muscles. It doesn't have to look a specific way or this way or this way. It's more of an energetic thing. Yeah.
Guys, Byron and Ashley and Beijing Rodgers. I only put my name in there just because we all have the same last name, which is pretty cool. I could be their child. Look at that. We have black, mixed,
Mango.
and white.
Yeah.
But I'm not their child because I'm too old.
Yeah.
But look at them. Guys, I'm literally obsessed with this couple for external reasons. Because of their color.
okay.
I love that. I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful mix. And we need more of you guys to come to it. So if any of you look like Jesus and you're a male, come message me. Hey guys, thank you so much for talking controversial with me and about, you know, the roles of femininity and masculinity. I think it is definitely something that my generation needs to hear, especially from people like you guys who study, you know, that topic. We're living examples of those roles.
Yeah, we're learning.
So yeah, so guys, you can find Byron where?
ByronRodgers.com, ExecutiveProtationLifestyle.com after my podcast.
And Ashley, where can they find you?
I don't do social
Yeah,
media.
and continue to follow me. This is your girl, Beijing Rodgers. We're here in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And remember, to live a life of freedom, you gotta wake up and deviate from the norm.
That's right.
Ciao. Oh my goodness, you're gone. That's hilarious. I'm gonna put that in bloopers.